Alright, so we're going to start this first video. Now again, if you need to watch this video more than once, pause it in the middle of it just to make sure you're getting all the information, that's wonderful. Remember, we're doing this in class when you see me. So this is just so you can have an idea of what we need to do. So hopefully we can kind of just get it done while we're in class. But again, if you need to watch this more than once, you need to pause, please do that. Alright, so for this you need a smaller piece of paper. So I'm using an index card, right? But if you don't have an index card, that's okay. Let me show you with a regular piece of paper, right? Just a regular size piece of paper. You can fold it, right? On the back, whether you're doing the index card or you're doing the paper, one thing I want you to do is on the back, and so the back for an index card would be where the lines are. The back of a piece of paper is just whatever side you choose as the back, right? But on the back, I want you to put how you're feeling right now. And if you don't totally know how to spell the emotions you're feeling, that's okay. Let's see, I am going to put, I'm actually going to use a pen so you can see it. I am going to put, let's see, excited, because I am excited to start teaching all of you. I am going to put energized, because I am just in the best mood right now. And I had some coffee, so I'm quite energized. And I'm gonna also put, let's see, I'm gonna put sad. And I'm just a little bit sad because I would rather be doing this in person with all of you, but we can't right now. And that's okay, but it does make me a little sad because I want to be in the classroom with you so much. But you know, it is what it is. And we kind of have to be content with that right now. Let me add content, which is kind of a way of saying you're happy. So those are my 4 words. I'm excited, energized, a bit sad, but content, right? Happy. So those are the words that I'm feeling right now. Those are my emotions. So what we're going to do is we are going to very firstly, on the front side, once you've written your emotion words down, you're going to do a fun line this way, right, lengthwise. And it doesn't matter what the line looks like. You can do a squiggly line, you can do a straight line, zigzag, it's up to you. And then we're going to do one this way, right? So let's see, I'm actually going to do a zigzag line. So, and again, your lines can do whatever you want them to do. They can do loop-de-loops, it's up to you, right? Whatever line you feel. So, we have our 2 lines. Now what we're going to do, that's okay, I did that. Well, whoop. Well, now I'm just making a bit of a mess, but here we are, and that's okay. So you see where these lines intersect, where they touch each other, right there. So you can put a dot there if you like. On your paper, wherever those lines cross each other like that, put a dot, right? And so that's the only place I have right now, but that will change. So then when you're done with that dot, what you're going to do is you see every single one of these sides that are around the dot, we're going to make those corners, these sharp corners, we're going to make them round. We're going to round out our corners. Right? You see how I'm doing that? I'm kind of just making them round. Whoop. And it's okay if it's a bit more straight, kind of like a web. We're going to make a bit of a web. We're just going to completely color that in. Completely color it in. Now, if you had a lot of intersections, yours is going to look a little different from mine, right? You're going to have a lot more of these, rounded, webby corners. And that's wonderful. So, once we are done with our first corners, right, however many intersections you have, you are making sure those corners are rounder instead of sharp, right? And then you can add a few more lines. Just add two lines wherever you want them. And then again, just like we did before, we have to round those corners out. If you wanted to say, add some curvy lines in here, right? If you wanted to do that, I'm going to add a few. One thing you have to do is anytime you make an intersection, anytime these lines touch each other, you have to round them out. There are two things that I did that I want you to try to remember, learn from me not to do. The very first one that I did is kind of in these parts, and there's a little bit around here as well, but especially right here. You can't really see it, but I kind of colored outside of my lines. I have some peach out in the yellow part, and I have some yellow in the peach part. Now, one thing I want to remind all of you is we still want to color within lines, right? The lines are boundaries we're giving ourselves. Now, unless it's the direction, the detail, right? The decoration, that's different. But if you're giving yourself these boundaries and you want different colors, you're going to want to try and stay within those boundaries. Because right now, while we're learning, we're giving ourselves boundaries, so we have to keep to them. Another thing is this area. See how that's smudged? What do you think I'm going to say about that? If you said, well, Williamson, maybe you should have waited till the pen dried so it wouldn't smudge when you colored over it, you are correct. If you're using something that smudges, something with ink, make sure it's dry first before you start coloring it. Don't do what I just did. Make sure it's dry first.